What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to everybody's favorite series on this channel, the invest in these sneakers now type of videos. So basically I give you guys a sneaker that I think will do well in the resale market and, you know, has all these factors and all these variables that contribute to this overall being a very profitable sneaker. I back it up with logic and reasoning behind all of my investment predictions, and I give you all a resale estimate within the short term and the long term. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. Now, today's sneaker that we're going to be talking about today is going to not be the Air Jordan 1 Court Purple highs, which is what I talked about, you know, a couple of videos ago. I'll leave that first link down in the description below, but we're actually going to be talking about the low counterpart, the Air Jordan 1 Low Court Purple that released a couple of days ago in October. I forgot the date, but they did release for a retail price of 90 USD or 150 Australian dollars. Of course, they instantly sold out because they are basically as if you cut the upper collar off of the Air Jordan 1 High Court Purples and basically, you know, made it into a low version. They're virtually indistinguishable from one another, apart from obviously one being a high, one being a low. So obviously the Air Jordan 1 Court Purple High is probably one of the cleanest and most demanded Air Jordan colorway that we've seen released this year, with the royal toes, with the pine green, so and all of that. But sneakers have hit a wave recently. It's being worn by influencers, being worn by people like, you know, that aren't sneakerheads but, you know, love the look of Air Jordan silhouettes. So we can definitely say that Air Jordan 1s, Nike SBs, Nike Dunks, they've all had a really great year when it comes to sneaker releases in 2020, and I don't see the hype of these shoes and these models dying down anytime soon. If you guys can tell, you know, the Air Jordan 1 is my favorite sneaker of all time. I just love the history, I love the silhouette, and I love its versatility when it comes to wearing it with absolutely anything. And another thing that I always talk about on this channel is the Air Jordan 1 and the Nike SB Dunk being very profitable investments. So if you guys are starting out with sneaker reselling or sneaker investing, I highly recommend you go for an Air Jordan 1 or a Nike SB, or rather than one of those mainstream like Yeezy 350s or like, you know, the Quantums that just released, you know, because they're really great. The buy-in price for these sneakers are low. With the Air Jordan 1 highs, it's usually about 160 US to 230 Australian dollars, and with the SB Dunks, they're like, you know, 150 Australian dollars. So they're a really low buy-in price compared to the return on investment that you gain with them when you do sell for a profit. Like, you know, I think usually generally you can get you can double your money easily with a, you know, a high hitting sneaker release just like this one. So that's why I always tell you guys, I'll repeat it till the day I die, the Air Jordan 1s, Nike SB Dunks, they're just a really nice and portable sneaker. So let's talk more about why I think the Air Jordan 1 Court Purple Low will actually be a very undervalued and underrated sneaker investment that you should be making right now. Current resale prices are hovering around 280 to 300 Australian dollars, or that's around 200 US dollars, which is pretty high for an Air Jordan 1 Low, considering they retail for like, you know, 150 and whatnot, and they are an Air Jordan 1 Low. So the demand for those are significantly lower than you know, the highs or whatever. I don't like, you know, that's just how people work. Some people just are die hard into just Air Jordan 1 highs, which I think that Nike and Jordan brand and like a lot of sneakerheads in the culture are flipping the script when it comes to these sort of things. You see a lot of dope Air Jordan 1 Low colorways, and then people are starting to, you know, feel the lows more and more. I think people are just drawing the line with mids. If you're wearing like those mids that knock off the OG colorways of like the Air Jordan 1 high, I think that's where sneakers draw the line. But, you know, you do you guys, like, you know, don't let anybody tell you what to wear, what not to wear. I think Jordan brand and Nike, they're pushing Air Jordan 1 lows. I feel like they're marketing that a lot as a cheaper alternative to these highs, because not a lot of people can pay resale, and it is incredibly difficult to cop for retail, especially on online releases. When you do in-store lineups, it's kind of easier because you can control when you get up and go for a camp out. But, you know, online bots just eat up these releases, so people seek out an affordable alternative or an easy alternative to, you know, what they primarily want, which is what I always talk about with economics, you know, what the consumers are feeling like. And if they can't get these, and these Court Purple highs are reselling for around 470 Australian dollars or around 300 American dollars, obviously they can't afford those, so they move on to the next best thing, which will be the Air Jordan 1 Court Purples. And keep in mind, you know, not everybody likes a pair of Air Jordan 1 highs. Some people think, I know a lot of my friends, they're like, oh no, lows just fit my feet better. I don't know, they have their reasoning for why they prefer lows rather than highs. Some people, like, you know, just fits their feet better and whatnot. So keep in mind, like, you know, lows aren't just, you know, in the shadow of the highs. To many people, lows are really, like, you know, their primary focus. Lows are still a very, very solid choice for any like beginner sneakerhead, or like I mentioned before, like, you know, if you're in that situation. But yeah, the lows, I feel like that they are a cheaper alternative, so people are going to go seek those more. Definitely they're going to be sought after, and I do see them being a very, very decent investment opportunity, just because those types of colorways, everybody just loves these types of you know, basic purple and white colorways. It's very, very aesthetic, and you don't need to be a sneakerhead to even consider wearing these. They're just for everybody, really. If you're like a female, male, child, you know, adult, you're definitely gonna feel these pairs, and then that's why I think that these are very, very decent investment. I would personally buy in pairs at around 250 Australian dollars, just because I think that those are a pretty decent price, and I do see these going up in the foreseeable future. So make sure you go invest in these if you choose to. Obviously, I'm just here to give advice. I'm not here to, you know, tell you where to put your money, but I'm just, you know, giving my logic behind these investments. But yeah, in the long term, I do predict that these may be like they may peak at around 400 Australian dollars, just because I don't see them going higher than the highs. But yeah, I do see them going up, but you might have to hold a while for those, just because lows need a while before they gain the traction. Thank you all so much for watching this video. That pretty much wraps it up. The best sizes obviously are any sizes, just because they appeal to almost, like, you know, all the genders, all the ages. So yeah, you won't have any problems with getting a pair like that. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you guys next time in another video. Take care and peace.